Tim. Welcome to Watch What, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Roger Dubuis Sports Activity Watch Easy Diver, 46 millimeters in polished and brushed stainless steel. You can see this Roger Dubuis Easy Diver on our website, watchwhat.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos and you'd like to see more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now, the Roger Dubuis Easy Diver series was part of the Sports Activity Watch family. As of 2004, they launched Roger Dubuis, a high horology independent house, into the world of sports watches, and along with the Seymour and the Audemars, the Easy Diver was part of that debut class. Well, this watch represents the best of the sports activity watches. The increasingly popular and increasingly iconic Easy Diver form, which is becoming something of a sort of a cult watch, dare I say it, among fans of sports watches and high horology. It combines that with the original RD57 ultra-thin movement and a bronze dial that, to the best of my knowledge, is the only one of its kind that I've seen on a Roger Dubuis Easy Diver since I've been at Watch You Want. This is a great combination of style and substance. Now you can see the substance is definitely there. 58 millimeters from extremity of lug to extremity of lug. It does fit on my wrist, even though my wrist is only 16 centimeters in circumference. Now, the dramatic, oversized, in-your-face watch, especially one with triple lugs and a dare I say, exuberant combination of dial and case, isn't for everyone. But if bigger is better, this is as good as it gets. If you're looking for an oversized sports watch that just flat out makes a statement and then backs it up with real horological content and craft quality, look no farther. Now, 15 millimeters thick, it's actually not that thick. 15 millimeters is going to be put it at a thinner measurement than a contemporary Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore or an Hublot Big Bang. Moreover, because of the slope of the bezel and the flank of the case, it's fairly easy for a dress cuff even to ride up over the side of this one, and you'll have no trouble at all with a sports jacket or a blazer. Now, 46 millimeters, you got to remember, is the measurement across the diagonally opposed round portions of the case. So while it is nominally a 46, again, almost 60 from lug to lug, means that it wears much more comparably to something like a 47 millimeter, 1950 case Panerai Luminor, or a 48 millimeter Hublot King Power, and it flat out dwarfs a 44 millimeter Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. But again, you have the quantity, but you've also got the quality. And you note in the finishing of the case, brushed on its flanks, polished on its tops, beautifully contoured and hand finished, with hollowed and carbon fiber inlaid lugs, screw-fixed natural vulcanized rubber strap. Again, that is the more expensive way to make a case, and it's the more secure way to mount a strap on a sports watch. Roger Dubuis even goes the extra mile, using carbon fiber end pieces to ensure a flush fit strap to case, and a third lug to ensure absolute security on the wrist, as well as remove the possibility that the center is going to pull away from the flank of the case and create a gap or weaken the bar that retains the strap. Because Roger Dubuis has always been very committed to having a strap that spans the width of its broad expressive cases, it distributes the mass nicely on the wrist. You can see how, as broad as it is, there's no tendency of this watch to want to move side to side, and because it's nice and flat with a conforming sort of downward thrusting lug, ergonomically it's actually a very good match for a smaller wrist. This one in particular, because of the quality of the strap, wears very nicely. Now, these watches feature a strap that's of the same quality as the case and the movement, with relief channels and dimples that relieve, I would say, heat, moisture, grit underneath the wrist. They also feature outstanding clasps. Now, clasps are often overlooked components of watches, especially those that are on straps. We just sort of take straps and clasps for granted. But when you've got a Geneva Seal movement, you need a watch case, strap, and clasp of commensurate quality. And here you can see that there is no rough finishing inside. No marks of machining, no marks of stamping. Essentially, all the birth scars from the manufacturer have been eliminated by beautiful polishing and motifs like this recurring RD logo inside on the underside of the clasp itself. The inner walls of the clasp are polished. That's the degree of attention to detail that you get on a Roger Dubuis sports or dress watch. And you can see on the case back a hint of what I'm going to show you in a moment. The Roger Dubuis RD57 movement shares the show, their co-stars, with this gorgeous bronzed dial. Now, there is a unidirectional rotating bezel, so you can use it if you want to line up the index at 60 right here. With the minutes hand, you get the ability to time something between 0 and 60 minutes in duration. So you have that little sort of analog built-in 1-hour chronograph if you want it. Very convenient. The watch is also easy to read. Classically simple. You have applied semi-triangular white gold hour indices. It's a dive watch essentially, so what you're looking at is a no-nonsense, okay, maybe a little bit of nonsense, sports watch face, but very legible in high light, low light, or no light, fully loomed. I think the best way to appreciate this one is actually in sunlight and direct light. You can see the life in that dial. Just in my light box, how it reacts to direct light, and that's soft, diffused, filtered light, and yet this thing absolutely explodes. With a sector-style guilloche and hands, beautifully cobalt blued that sort of ape that segmented style, it is coherent, very exuberant, flamboyant, fun-loving, but it is coherent, and I love the look of it. Again, the bronze is what really makes this one. And the case back is no less satisfying. You can see just for friends, Carlos Diaz, who was the designer for Roger Dubuis as well as the chieftain of the company. Roger Dubuis was more of a horological advisor to the company bearing his name. Carlos Diaz designed the watches, and he knew he was polarizing. He knew he had a love it or hate it look. So just for friends emblazoned on the back refers to that sort of love it or hate it mentality of Roger Dubuis design. You'll note it is one of 888, so rare, exclusive. You're unlikely to see another. Unlike the Breitlings, Rolexes, Omegas, and even Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshores of the world, this one is a scarcity. And you'll notice 300 meters, 990 feet. It is a hardcore sports watch. Your body will give up before the case of this watch does. You can wear this one in the pool, you can take it on the jet ski, you're good to go. With a rubber strap and a stainless steel clasp, stainless steel case, this one can take just about anything the rest of you can. But what really sets this apart from other sports watches is the standard of finish. And here you can see the Poincon de Geneve, the seal of quality for watches that are built, inspected, and approved within the city or canton of Geneva according to the codified statutes of the Geneva hallmark. Now, when I move it through the light, now you can really see it. There's gorgeous, linear, highly textured Côte de Genève blazon on the winding rotor, and you can see the same on the bridges. A tight and even perlage about the outer circumference of the base plate runs underneath the Poincon, and you can see the use of black polish, essentially the highest optical standard of aesthetic polish, on the swan's neck fine regulation device on top of the balance, as well as the Geneva style screwed down stud holder. That's what you're looking at right there. Now Roger Dubuis has a couple of nice little flourishes. You can see the polished jewel sinks, the same standard of high polish, that fat sort of hand-wrought polish that's used to remove the machining marks from the edges of the bridges, as well as the jewel and screw sinks. And there's a gorgeous gold filigree Roger Dubuis skeletonized portion in the rotor. It goes on and on and on. This movement, which is the RD57, is based on the Lemania 8815 basic caliber, itself based on the original 1977 Longines L990 Ultra Thin. The whole thing is less than 3 millimeters thick, and yet it features a number of advancements, including twin mainspring barrels. You can see them right here. Now, a 40-hour power reserve, but the point of the twin mainspring barrels is to ensure outstandingly even torque release throughout the duration of the full power reserve. So the watch is not just beautiful, but an excellent timekeeper. And with automatic winding and 300-meter water resistance, it is everyday wearable, everyday durable, highly convenient. Because of the exuberance, the unique style, the cool backstory of the Roger Dubuis manufacturer, this is a watch that has a lot of talking points. It's easy to go on, and it's easy to get your friends, fellow watch enthusiasts, and even non-enthusiasts engrossed in the story, the art, and the craft of this Roger Dubuis sports activity watch. Now you can see this Roger Dubuis Easy Diver, 46 millimeters in stainless steel, and take it home on your wrist on our website, watchyouwant.com.